can't. No.
They're getting sound now.
Okay, are we good on sound now? Let's hear.
Yeah, we should be good on sound.
Yeah, I miss my Stevie Nicks.
How's this for ominous?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just go with this. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
It's a ghost ship.
Okay, let's get this class going. Sorry that we didn't have sound. We didn't realize. But now you should have sound. Please let me know.
Sound.
We should be coming through and no sound still.
Well, that could be from a few seconds.
It says
ago.
they're getting sound.
Oh wow, that's okay. Sound is back.
Okay, cool.
Hey.
Okay, sweet. All right, everybody's got sound. Okay, so
yay.
After we had the spinning wheels, let me know if you're getting spinning wheels. You should not be getting spinning wheels. I updated everything on my computer, included the BIOS, and did everything that I could, and spent, like, after the last class, I spent the whole rest of that day working on this, and I tweaked all these things and did all this stuff, and I hope it looks good. And then last night I found out that the streaming software I was using has changed their, I'll use the technical terms, but they changed their encoder without telling us, and that's why it was bad, and it was doing that for everybody. It was the same thing that we were hearing before. So
super weird. Please
let me know if we have any spinning wheels today. We should not. We should actually be coming in super clear compared to other settings, but cool. Keep me posted. Okay.
We're here. We're clear.
So I took for myself yesterday. Yeah, Anne's right. It's a little chilly.
I'm a little chill.
The floor's a little cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This room usually warms up with the sun, but I'm just keeping the hat on for now.
Yeah, it should look really crisp. Thank you. I think we might be able to. Oh, and it looks like. Okay, unless y'all have an objection, I think I'm gonna start streaming to Twitch and Facebook again, but I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I've been working my butt off at my real job, and yesterday was the first day I had off where I didn't have anything to do. The last time I've been off was Saturday, and I love this, but it's something to do. Mm-hmm. And so yesterday, I took a contraction day. Do you remember me talking about those, Ann?
Of course.
Yeah, so like contraction days are when you try to let, this is kind of hippie talk that was explained to me. Sometimes whether things are scientifically true, they can still be metaphorically true. And so I don't know if this is one of those things. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But somebody explained it to me, and using their language, it's like when you do things that you care about, you push your energy field out and around to include those things. And that there's a physical energy, like in the same way I use physical energy to run, there's a physical energy in pushing that out, and it makes you tired. Mm-hmm. And contraction days are based on the idea, a lot of my hippie friends don't like this word, contraction.
Really?
Yeah, because in other sort of, when I say hippie, I mean, I'm basically meaning people like me, but that
are there people like you? No.
Some people view it in one of the sort of ways of talking about self, contraction is a bad thing, but or it's seen as a bad thing. It's the opposite of being expansive, and in this case, it's more like the way your lungs contract. That it's allowing you're taking some time to let your energy come back in, and we all contract in different ways. But for me, contraction comes down to accepting that I'm not going to be productive that day, or not productive in terms of knocking things off of a to-do list, and that I'm not going to do anything that keeps that energy from completely coming home. And so for me, as tough as that can be sometimes, contraction is what I call absorption instead of creation. And I just sort of absorb things. So I watched like a lot of YouTube yesterday. I laid around a lot, and I did do a couple of things productive, but they were only if they were in the flow of, they weren't coming from a should voice. So anyway, if you feel yourself running down, feeling burned out or whatever, or if you, like what I discovered, the reason I started doing this was that it was preventative. Like if I would take a contraction day, it would keep me from getting sick. And so it's like this day of rest. And so I took one yesterday, and I am feeling good off that.
Good.
And I apologize for the late start, but hopefully all the work that I put in is working for the stream. All right. All right, I am ready to do a hoop session.
Hoop it.
Yeah. Yeah, this. I don't know why this light's not working.
Shadow. The shadow knows.
I know. Okay.
DJ Shadow.
Yeah, let's bring some music up here. Well. Okay.
We've got some gentle background music going.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Audible breath in. For the last, I don't know, like year and a half, maybe 2 years, maybe year and a half, when I wake up, I'll find myself, my brain will sort of start off in this kind of meditative space. And sometimes, like, even though I don't know really exactly what or how I would define my spirituality, sometimes I'll wake up and I'll be back in my Christian days and I'll be praying. But the prayers are very, like, monk-like in the sense that they are prayers about the now. Like, I'll find myself, please help me be patient. And sometimes they feel like my inner voice guiding me into a type of meditation. And I share this with you because, well, one, I'm curious if this ever happens to you. But then two, I wanted to share what mine was today. It was like as my brain was waking up, it had a feeling that I was going to be dealing with expectation today. By that I mean that I would be making expectations that could make it difficult for me to appreciate the moment. This happens to me a lot. I'm my brain is prone to making expectations, and I've worked on it for the last 25 years, and every time I think I've reached the place of no expectation, the thing that I didn't even realize was an expectation happened. Or didn't happen. And so as I was waking up this morning, laying in bed, my brain just started saying, be empty. Be empty. And I guess I was still in my dream state because it kept sending me images of empty pots and empty vases, of open hands. Audible breath in. So I invite you in on that vibe. Of breathing yourself empty. Your breath comes in, fills you, and then is breathed out and empties you. Audible breath in. Okay. Huh.
Ooh, I really needed that stretch.
Yeah.
Very tight. I think that, can't remember if we had sound when I was talking about this, but I've been jogging in the woods, and it does definitely gets my, especially my quadriceps, thigh muscle. It's just they get very tight. So I'm really going to need to remember to stretch and release on a regular basis.
Yeah.
How did you feel, Will?
What? I felt good. I kind of want to stick with this expectation thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, I do believe that expectations are necessary in certain dynamics. Like when you have an agreement with someone, I think it's reasonable for you to expect them to honor that agreement.
Yeah.
And so it's like the kind of expectations that I used to tell this old joke on the road that like in 2000. Sweet.
Yeah.
I used to tell this all the time that when I went to Burning Man in 2007, I spent the whole time looking for 2006. And I forgot. Oh, you're not there.
Tommy. You talking about me?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you are.
Here I am.
But anyway, like I found myself just, and so that's the type of expectation that'll happen to me is I'll expect that, like, if I'm going to an event that, like, I'll find myself expecting things. And I've done better about it. Like, I've worked really hard. But, one of the things is, is, like, as you work on yourself, how video games, you might not know this about video games. I haven't played them in a long time. But they, like, if they're a game where it's like a fight, like a boxing game, right? You go
Mortal
through
Kombat.
different opponents, and you get to every, like, third one. It's called the boss. And then you beat the boss and you go up to another boss. And so it's
Didn't
like
know
the way
this.
you win the game is like you beat the final boss.
Okay.
But the idea is that as you fight through the opponents in a video game, that they get harder and harder, right?
Yeah.
And that is what working on yourself is like, I think.
Great analogy, Tom.
Like I'm probably, when it comes to the expectation thing, I don't want to get cocky and say I'm close to the final boss on this, but I've been working on it a while, and I'm so much better than I used to be because, I realized that it was hard for me to adjust. It was what expectations did to me is they lock me in to kind of a mode or a rhythm or a way I think something is going to be. And so when it's not that thing, it's like the expectation has created this song that I still want to dance to when that's not what's being played.
Another great analogy. Dance to the song that's playing.
Yeah, that's the TLDR.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Actually, that is. It's like poetic.
all right. Let's. So what I want to do is stay with this though. I want to do slow point technique. You could be warrior. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to be doing point. And the reason that I want to do this is because I think point can be a moving exercise of not having expectation. And it's kind of counterintuitive because you're moving slowly. But like if you really let go, if you can, not guaranteeing this will happen, but if you really let go, you can find yourself in this kind of unexpected place, and that's really where point can kind of land for people, especially if you don't really dig it at first because it's too slow, it's too boring, it's too whatever, is to let go into it and to realize that like it's still flow, it's just flow happening at a much slower pace, so it can still have improvisation to it, and it can get you kind of out of expectation. So let's try it.
Slow point.
Little hoop. Yeah, slow point, little hoop meditation. Going old school today in HoopPath. All right, this song starts very softly. But
I also just want to add to this by saying I'm going to try to do a bunch of things with my left hand because I've been noticing that I've been neglecting my non-dominant side.
Audible breath in. if you haven't closed your eyes or gone blindfolded for point, it can be really fun. Really encourage you to keep your breath with you, and if it helps, to think of this empty vessel. Audible breath in. I don't know if you've ever been camping or something, or maybe you're in a situation where you're roughing it and you need to wash a cup out and you don't have any soap, so you just rinse it a bunch. You fill it and dump it, fill it and dump it. That's what your breath could be doing right now. Coming into your glass, swirling around. Taking with it as it leaves all those things that don't need to be there. All those things that will affect the taste of what fills the cup next. Audible breath in.
You know, I felt like that song was helping me to stay slow.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you know, I kind of got fast at the end.
No expectations.
Yeah, totally. Okay. So I think we'll just do another song. I'm kind of digging more the flow thing right now, but I would suggest 2-point.
Cool.
I think 2-point is a way, or point technique in general, is kind of a way to fight. Or it could be. It might. It's never mind. It's a natural. To me, it's a natural fit for what we're talking about. But I want to go ahead and just jump into the next thing.
Well, 2-point is cool in that it's kind of like anything goes.
Yeah.
You can always just add another point of contact. And then I was noticing also, and this is something that we've probably talked about before, but just to remind people, head contact point, shoulder contact point, leg contact point. You can use these as secondary contact points.
Yeah.
And that is another thing that can kind of get you out of any frameworks you might feel locked into.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can, and the contact on your body can be a tertiary point, as
Yes.
well, Great
to
point.
3.
Great point.
Yeah.
See, it looks pretty good right here.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it a
Just need to
different
get
light?
No, I think it may.
Did
Maybe
one of
it's
them burn
broken.
out?
I don't know.
Huh.
It's always something. So anyway, before we jump in, that one of the things that, not the only thing, but one of the things that can motivate me creating expectations, and this is going to be kind of a leap, but I won't spend too much time on this, is feeling responsible. That like me going in and feeling responsible for handling the moment cool, or being cool, or making sure the person I'm with is having fun, or whatever, that feeling of responsibility can create the expectation, right? Like, because like, okay, well, I don't want to look this way. This is what's probably going to be happening. This will probably be what's happening. I'm going to adjust to this, and this, and then what happens is nothing happens that I predicted. And so I think, like, for me in this next exercise, staying with this movement meditation thing, for me, I want to kind of like acknowledge and let go of like the things I can't control. Because those are some of the things that I'm creating expectations for are things that I really just can't control. Like I do believe in game planning. But when it comes to life moments, that can be a little tricky.
This reminds me of one of my favorite themes of when my therapist, who I saw for many years. But one of the things that she alerted me to in my thinking, and she claims that they're common for everybody, is simply predicting the future. Just noticing, because we can get into these things of like where, like just like what you were saying, I'm just resonating with what you're saying, of where we feel like we know what's going to happen, so we plan for that. But in fact, we don't a lot of the time. And so it's a great filter to have, or question to ask yourself, like, am I just predicting the future? Am I acting like I know what's going to happen instead of just letting it flow?
Yeah. Totally. No, I'm with you. I may have had a breakthrough here.
Well, there were two things that she
Hey.
One was, I thought you meant in terms of predicting the future. I was feeling so glad that I remembered that. Okay, it was just a light breakthrough. But I love it. But the companion to predicting the future is often, she would say, mind reading.
Yeah.
And just noticing how we think we know these things and we really don't know. And then we can be so afraid of what we don't, be a lot smoother ride to just let it be.
Yeah, totally. All right. Let's go. And we'll keep the talks a little bit shorter between songs from now on. Sorry, I'm feeling a little preachy. All right, 2-point or any move you really want to, but say we're going to focus on, I'm taking you into my crazy mind. Sweet, Amanda. only responsible for my expression. I'm not going to hold myself responsible for what happens or doesn't happen, what the music sounds like or doesn't sound like. I'm going to feel my thoughts and feel my feelings in the moment. And then I'll choose how I express those. There may be some emotions that get unexpressed. Maybe some worries that don't get mentioned. Audible breath in. I'm going to go in with an empty vessel. I'm not even going to try to make the best of it. I just want to flow with it. Audible breath in. Uh-oh. Welcome Beyond the Mind. Welcome back. Okay.
Yes, welcome back. That was so fun. I felt like I was really just, I don't know. I found myself doing different things and finding little nuances and, little variations.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just trying to do things. Another thing that I was finding very satisfying, just trying to do things on the rhythm, like not trying to do too complex of an action, but just do it on the rhythm.
Yeah, totally.
For some period of time.
Yes.
How was your time, Tom?
It might have been annoying for the listeners, but I stayed on my breath. I was kind of happy with I was able to stay on my breath the whole time. And, if nothing else, I'm having kind of like one of those witness classes. Like,
tell us more.
Well, I mean, just like where I am, witnessing my non-expectation.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. I think.
Flowing along.
Yeah, I think flowing along.
Flowingly.
I was gonna see if I needed to suggest a technique, but I feel like we're kind of just flowing.
Yeah, let's flow.
Okay.
I am gonna flow to a bathroom break for 1 second.
Sweet. Okay, we'll play a song from Living Light, Eartha Harris. She actually wrote this song when we lived together. But it's a fun song for her. It's not like it was sort of a break from what she was doing at the time, but it has some nice like funkiness to it, which is fun. So let's try it. Oh, swing. I forgot about swing. If you haven't learned this one, it's fun. This is a great move for like when you're like just warming up or trying to survey the scene you're in to how you're gonna hoop or whatever.
So we're just free flowing?
Yeah, we're just free flowing.
Okay.
Oh, that's what's going on. Right? I love that drop. I remember the first time I heard that. I was back in her studio. I was like, yeah. Hey, Lauren. What'd you say?
I was just saying we could break down that move that Lauren was asking for.
Yeah.
Is that the move?
Yeah.
That pass. It's like an ISO pass.
Yeah.
It's a really satisfying move.
It really is.
To drill.
So you're holding the hoop here, and when I let go of the hoop, it's going to want to naturally fall onto the back of my hand. So I'm holding it here. You make sure you're not doing it here or here, but I'm holding it here, and it's going to want to just fall into the back of the hand. As it falls on the back of the hand, you can kind of push up. You don't need to do this a lot, but push up and sort of mimic the northern arc of the hoop, or trace the northern arc of the hoop. And then instead of where you would grip it here, see how my thumb's up here, and then I grip it over here, and my thumb is down. So what happens in this move is, as I let it go and it falls onto the back of my hand, then it transitions to this hand. Boom.
So it's kind of like the upper half of an isolation, of a full isolation,
Right.
but you're breaking it in the middle.
Right.
So if you were going to do it, you could do one isolation all the way around with one hand and then show how. Right. So instead you're stopping at the halfway point and switching hands.
Right.
And you're going to feel it on the back of the hand. It's going to feel like you're slightly pushing up against the inner wall of the hoop. Yeah. And then actually what Bax is doing now, fancy work, shifting it and what we might call swing style, taking that ISO from just the plain, taking it from a true isolation where it stays in one place in front of your body. So there's like a true isolation pass, just where you're just half and half and half and passing, and the hoop's not moving relative to your body. But then when you swing it, noticing that it's actually while you're doing the arc that you're moving your arm to the opposite side of the body. So it's as you're feeling the hoop passing over the back of your hand, that's when you're crossing that arm. And so it's kind of a cool feeling because it's very self-organizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good way to put it. All right. Thanks for the
And Lauren, I think you could do it like if you can keep your finger out of the grip at all. If it's your index finger and you can just grip with the other 3 fingers for that ISO, you can probably make it work.
Yeah. Well, if you allow it, what will happen in a lot of point technique that you do is your hands will start your actual when you start off in point technique, or if you're learning it, you'll probably start off like this, and you'll have sort of a go-to for your point. But what happens with point is your body starts to figure stuff out, and your hands will start to grip and point differently, right? And so you, like, even in this move that I was just doing here, like, there's different ways that my hand can make contact. Like, this is me kind of making pure point contact with it.
Yeah, you can do it with no grip at all.
Right. But this top hand, even if you're going back to the sort of grippy one, the top hand, like, it may come across the finger sometimes. It may come across the back of the hand, back of the wrist. Like, there's lots of different ways that this can happen. So just, like, let that happen, and your hand will kind of find out. Your hand is probably smarter than you are.
And just so people also know, something that I like is using this area right here between these 2 knuckles. So this area can also be a good place to keep the hoop as you're passing it like
where
that.
rings would be. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, where rings would be. Yeah, exactly. So between your second and third knuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's addictive, and it's good. It's
Yeah,
a good
it's
arm.
addictive.
It's a good arm workout. You know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For sure. I mean, like, mine are kind of jazzed right now.
Yeah, if you're needing to get your upper arms and your forearms, especially if you're doing the swing across, that can be good for the forearms.
All right, let's do another song. We're going to run a little bit past 3. I know some of you, or 2. I know some of you are going to have to bail. I get it. I want to have a full hour. We had a late start. So
we're just going to flow and do our thing.
So we're just going to flow, but if you guys have to bounce, or Ann, if you have to bounce, but
no, I
want to do at least 2 more.
I'm going to a poetry reading, but not till later.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay. So I was I kind of feel like this next song is good for breaks and paddles, or core hooping. Like, I might do some breaks.
Breaks. Actually, maybe next time we can break down breaks, because we haven't talked about breaks.
Yeah, we haven't talked about breaks in a while.
Yeah, maybe on Tuesday.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a little breaks and paddles class. We haven't done one of those in a year or more. This song is good for breaks because there's multiple sounds that you could break on. And that could be good for, like, just focusing, letting go of these expectations, and just being in a space of, like this is a good paddle part of the song. But if I went back to a good break sound, I might, let's see. Boom. 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 And then I can hit those breaks and then just add whatever flurries and things I want to, and then if I get a little lost, I just come back. Boom. If you ever wanted to do I've been doing all this cool shit, you guys haven't seen it. Damn. I was just kidding. But if you haven't done this one before, super basic move, but going through the angles, or it's basic, it's fundamental, but it's not exactly easy, but just carrying a break fit through earth and sky. And if you like that and you want to do it, it's really controlled by the height of your elbows. So when I want to lower it into earth, my elbows are going to come back, like I'm doing my little move, my elbows are going to come back into night. And then if I want to walk it into sky, my elbows come forward. See how they're up in front of my body now? Nice, and then if I want to bring it back down, the elbows push back. So this basic break fit is, all the same mechanics. It's just my elbows come up if I want to go into sky, and they come back if I want to go into earth. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but let me see. Okay, so you can do some cool things where you tap the ground on these sort of things. If you've been, your hoop, it'd have to be a pretty big hoop, but you can tap the ground as you're doing these things. See, I don't know if you can, there we go. Or I can just tap the ground. If I can get a little bit of side to side on this movement, what makes it hard is you just have to, it takes a little bit more arm, and you have to push the hoop back up into you. Whatever twist you can add is super helpful. Elbows back. Sweet. Bell back in. Actually, that's probably, if you're doing breaks and paddles and you want to tie in some of the horizontal warrior stuff we were doing, if I'm doing these breaks and paddles, I can hug it, flip it, and then I'm doing that move that we were working on last time. So I'm here, and I hug it. When you hug it, you'll push down on the hoop. That'll cause it to fold out. And then I can jump into this thing. So
that was fun, and it made me think of a variation that Victoria Laviolette used to do.
Oh yeah.
That I'm inspired to re-up, but it's a break from the back. It's basically reaching around behind so that you can break. I wasn't able to. I could probably do it with my bigger hoop, but maybe we can save it for the breaks and paddles class. And in fact, I think we could do a couple classes because we could do a ton of paddles and a ton of break variations.
Yeah, we haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, exactly. And we can just we can start simple. I love the way we used to do in workshops. We would just start very simple with paddles and just, second tree paddles, first tree paddles, And then, one tree paddles with both hands. And we would just move through each variation very deliberately. And I think that's another thing if drilling, if you want to practice for the, breaks and paddles class, drilling just one type. A lot of times people want to jump into just doing the breaks and paddles together, but it's so much easier to do them separately first.
Yeah.
And then
true.
Put them together.
That is true. Good adviso. All right, let's do. All right, you want to do?
Thanks, Carla.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how upbeat do you want the next song to be?
Me?
Yeah.
7.
Okay. All right.
Because I was just into the.
All right, let's play this old school one. This has been a stream hit. I play this a lot. I love this track actually, but.
I might keep breaking and paddling.
Come on, come on.
Line and circle shout out. There you go.
Disrespected my black queen. Rolling the crimes of being obscene. At first I ignored it, see I know the type. They got drunk, they got guns, and yes, they wanna fight. And they see a young couple having a time that's good. Now the egos wanna test the brother's manhood. So they came to test me because of my hairdo and the loud bright colors that I wear. I wasn't talking because I'm a fashion misfit. And the outfit that I'm wearing, brothers dissing it. Well, I stay calm and pray the niggas leave me be. But they squeeze the parts of my date's anatomy. My lord, you brothers have to drill me. Cause if I start to hit this man, don't have to kill me. See, I don't like killing Africans, but he wouldn't stop, and I ain't Ice Cube, so I had to take the brother out the beer room. And like I said before, I was mad about it. It took 3 or 4 cops to pull me off of him, but that's the story, y'all, of a black man acting like a nigga stomped by an African. Alright, come on, and every day, hey, come on.
I think that was the live version, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the MTV Unplugged.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. MTV really did our generation a service with the Unplugged series.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Still love the Nirvana Unplugged.
Somebody said that Tiny Desk is the new Unplugged.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's true. There's so much great Tiny Desk. Thank you so much, Mars. I love that video and that time in Sedona that I was able to spend. But I totally agree. If anybody has not seen Dochi's Tiny Desk, please. I mean, yes, it's the best. I love Dochi.
Yeah, I really liked Erykah Badu's.
I've got to check that one out.
She sings
again.
the whole version of Green Eyes, which is
on the Tiny Desk.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've got to watch.
She basically does 3 songs, but
wow.
But one of them's 10 minutes long, so it's kind of cool. And that's just such a powerful song. It's great to hear it live.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's do one more, a little bit more chill one, and then we'll call it.
Sweet. And then I should be here for the next, several classes. Yeah, I don't have any plans to be out of town until March. Or I might be working some of these Saturdays, but we'll see.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, no wheels. Okay, cool. So anyway, don't let my excitement for thinking I've got this fixed keep you from reporting things, because y'all, like, if the sound is distorted or sometimes there's things that we can't hear on our end or see on our end. So all right, let's go ahead and play this.
This is our cool down.
This is gonna be kind of a cool downy type track. This is actually a good slow swing track too. Sweet, good. Ooh, this is kind of a Hubel song. I never thought about Hubeling to this. It could be.
Be my boy, 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 be my boy. I've been thinking about those things you said. I've been thinking about those things we did. I've been thinking about those things you do. I've been thinking about those things you made me do too. Be my boy, be my boy, be my boy, be my boy. I was hypnotized by your very eyes, like a tiger in the dark. You were hungry from the start. Be my boy, be my boy, be my boy, be my boy. Diamonds, candy pills, $1 million bills. You can try, but you can't buy me, buy me. Diamonds, candy pills, $1 million bills. You can try, but you can't buy me. You can slide, slide, slippity slide, hip hop, and don't stop. I'll never be on my knees. You can slide, slide, slippity slide. You can hip hop and don't stop, 'cause I'll never be on my knees. When I saw you on the street, I just had to look away. You were so sweet, sexy steez, laid back, relax, street boy please. Wait a second, it's gonna take a while. Slide, slide, slippity slide. You can hip hop and don't stop. I'll never be on my knees. You can slide, slide. slippity slide. You can hip hop and don't stop. I'll never be on my knees. I've been thinking about why you act so proud. I've been thinking about what's this shit about. Am I losing control? Am I losing my soul? Just tell me, am I losing you? Be my boy, 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 be my boy. Diamonds, candy pills, $1 million bills. You can try, but you can't buy me. You can slide, slide, slippity slide. You can hip hop and don't stop, 'cause I'll never be on my knees. You can slide, slide, slippity slide. You can hip hop and don't stop, 'cause I'll never be on my knees. I've been thinking about, I've been thinking about.
Okay, y'all. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Ann. We'll see you Tuesday. We'll probably do breaks and paddles. Let's take Ann's advice and do some breaks and paddles. Anyway, thank you guys, and yeah, cheers to the stream working again. This is awesome.